Welcome to another Steve Dog paddleboard video. It's about 10 past 6 in the morning, Saturday morning, 1st of May. This is one of my breaks whilst pumping, so I pump like crazy for a few minutes, have a break, go again, have a break, go again. Get that puppy up in about 10 minutes. It's not bad, is it? Where are we to today, by you ask? This can only mean one thing. I couldn't have said it better myself. Well, here we are, folks, and I think you can see it's glorious. Sun's just coming up. That's why I got out of bed early. That's why I come up early to enjoy it. But also, early morning means you do get calmer seas because the land hasn't warmed up, so you don't get those onshores quite as much. It's beautiful here, isn't it? So where am I? Some of you will see that building behind and go, I know where you are, Steve Dog. Well, I'll show you on the map over there. I'm actually at Corbin Head Beach, just above it. On the map you'll see where I'm going to head. So I'm going to head across the bay back towards Torquay Harbour, and then I'm going to head on out around what used to be called Living Coasts and used to be before that called Coral Reef, and then I'll go past Beacon Cove, and then there's a little cove out there called Tor Peak Cove. Never been there. That's why I'm heading for Breckie. And then we'll make it up from there. I might go on to Meadfoot, might come back, but you'll see on the map the route. We're going to get down in the water. This is going to be a tour of Torquay from the sea. So I'll impart with you some of my Torquay knowledge. Let's do this.
Still my mind. I'd slow it just shy of rewind and dance you to the sweep of any slow street like it was music in disguise. If I could still steal your breath, I'd twist your hips and twirl your dress. And the night's black till the sun came back just to find we never left. We could go around again from the outs to the ends of love and keep moving like the weather does.
So here we are, folks, a little bit later on. Not very much later on, actually. A little bit later on. Where are we? Let's turn the camera around. It's not quite as glassy out here as I've been happily experiencing in the estuaries, but likewise you don't see boats like that in the estuaries, so it's quite nice to get that roll of the sea just gently, really gently under me again, because I need to improve my techers, as they say, and improve my skills. What I want to do now is get in closer to the harbour and tell you some fun facts about Torquay. Right, here's some facts then. One, there's a pier back there behind me called Princess Pier. Now that pier is quite important to my family because back in, I think 1967, my mum and dad got married and they had saved up for a house. So they didn't have a lot of cash. So their honeymoon comprised of having an afternoon out in February down on Princess Pier. Now, do you know something? There's a lot of worse places you could go. Apparently it was freezing that day. But you know, hadn't hurt them at all, has it? 50 plus and going on many years beyond that. 54 years later, still rocking. So there you go, folks. For longevity in your marriage, have a honeymoon on Princess Pier. Next up, down around the corner, there's a place called Pier Point. And my mate Brett certainly was, may still be part owner of that of that cafe. It's a restaurant, sort of bar place, very nice. Is he still owner? That is a question on everyone's lips. I'll find out and post that at the end of the video. Stay tuned to find out this thrilling fact. Now, I was born in Torquay, but I'm a Kingston boy through and through. I'm a Torquay United fan, yeah, top of the league. You're all saying, no doubt, whilst you're watching this. But I also studied in Torquay, and one of my old lecturers from my construction course called Anne Sawtell. So if any of you guys heard of or know or knew Anne Sawtell, please just put a comment on the bottom. Anne Sawtell informed me of something when we were down here doing drawings. Yeah, drawing buildings and scenes from the bay. There's 3 towers on top there, 3 housing blocks, and they are referred to as the 3 ugly sisters. And you know, I'll always think of Anne and our time at South Devon Tech, and those 3 ugly sisters. You know, it's just a nice thought. It's something that is, you know, kind of home, you know what I mean? There's a building over there which used to be called Fifth Avenue. It was a nightclub in Torquay. Then they changed it to the Venue or Club. It's called something like Club 501 or 301 or something. 101? 500? 300? I'm not sure we can count that high in Torquay. Club 7? I don't know. Anyway, there was a nightclub over there. Don't know if it's still there. I haven't got a Scooby. On we go around Living Coasts towards Beacon Cove. Let's get out over that way.
All my life I've had to be first, to love everything that hurts, to chase some high under low slung skies like gravity reversed. Now this tired head just rings like thunder without the lightning. When you're not around to make a better sound, when you've taken everything. But if you come around again, from the outs to the ends of love, I'll keep moving like the weather does.
Well folks, that is Living Coast as it was called. Now, back in the 70s and 80s, that used to be called Coral Island. They had an amusement arcade on there. They had like a restaurant and a cafe, I think. That there little beach is Beacon Cove. Not a bad little place, is it? Bit of graffiti up there. All looks the same when you're looking out to sea though, doesn't it, folks? There you go, we've got some cormorants all sat there. I'm keeping my distance, I'm being very quiet and just drifting, so don't want to disturb the wildlife, but lovely to see some cormorants out here, isn't it? I didn't mind Coral Island when I was a kid, but I'd rather go down to Piggy's and get a takeaway. Of course, Piggy's used to be down by the arcades. They used to do burgers and stuff, like really early doors of fast food. Piggy's special burger and chips. Can't remember what it tastes like, but I seem to remember it was good. Can't remember the actual flavour. That place there though, yeah, that was. That used to have a nightclub on it called Lasers. The best light show in the West, I think it used to say, something like that. Great days. Just hanging around in those clubs with friends. Tech dances we used to go on. Cheap beer. I don't know if it's cheap. Great music. Might have been back then actually. Yeah, Lasers. Whew. I prefer Doodles, to be honest. Some of you will know what I'm on about. It's only another nightclub. Give it a thumbs up if you like Doodles. That was great down there, wasn't it? Imperial Hotel there, folks. My mum worked there. Yeah, this isn't a Steve Dog's mum and dad special, but she'll be going, yeah, I did. She'll be sat there going, yeah, I did work there. She did work there. It's a nice place. Cracking views. And they've got a little beach as well, which is the one I'm probably going to head over to. But I love all these little nooks and crannies. Look, see over there, look. It's like a little rocky, nooky cranny sort of thing. Let's go and have a look in a nook. And then go and have a look in a cranny. Let's do that right now. Here we are in a nook, folks. Look at this. It's almost like a man-made nook. I've never been in a nook like it. Is the cranny going to be better than the nook? I can't see how it can match this. Just look at it. It's nooking brilliant, isn't it? Be careful on your paddleboard you don't scrape the edges. There's barnacles and stuff. Better get out of this nook now. Here we are, folks, in, yeah, a cranny. You didn't think I'd be saying that today? Oh, I did say that right. Let's just flip the camera around. That doesn't look very good, does it? It looks like it was like back in the day. Would have been something where they put sewage or something. But there's like a hole that goes right in there. It's making loud noises. Generally, I like to stay away from holes that make loud noises, folks. Just a Steve Dog tip there for you. Oh dear, that wasn't very good, was it? Don't damage your paddles on the barnacles. Let's get out of this cranny. So here we are, folks. We've gone past our nook, we've gone into our nook and into our cranny, and looking back there towards Living Coasts, previously Coral Island, previously housing lasers. Yeah, a couple of little ducks out there. It's beautiful here, isn't it? Time for a bit of brekkie. Do you know, I'm nonsensically still struggling from my COVID jab. 6 weeks ago more. Taking the wind out of my sails. But I haven't got sails, I've got a paddle. Drinking water, folks. New remote for that camera over there. Right over there. Yeah, just come on now, let's wave to him. Tide is on its way in. Time to eat that brekkie. On the map over there, you'll see that there's a place called London Bridge Arch. Just a wave knocking the overboard. London Bridge Arch. Come on, no waves here. London Bridge Arch. Should I go there or should I not? Vote now. But just remember, if you do vote, your vote will not be counted and you may still be charged. Yes or no? Just say it out loud, folks. Should I go to London Bridge Arch and go through that arch and around it and all that sort of stuff like I did with the arch on episode 2? That was at Timothy, wasn't it? Click up there if you know all about that one. I think we've got it, haven't we? We're going to go around London Bridge Arch. We're going to come back. We're going to go outside the rocks where I saw the cormorants. And then we're going to head back in. And we're going to have a look at Brett's, yeah, cafe, if he still owns it. I don't know. It's exciting, isn't it, this? Yeah. Does someone own a cafe or not? You don't get this on any other paddling boarding video. Let's get out around that arch. Right, out on the video here. Just bumped into a couple of people, John and Nathan. Quick wave from John.
Hi guys.
Alright guys, there you go. It's another dude who's out on the water. That's what you got to do, folks. Just get out on the water. And then in the background there, that's Nathan over there. A couple of guys out on the water. We'll get out again. We're bound to bump into each other again. Let's get through that arch.
If I could still stall for time, I'd freeze the frame when you were mine, then turn the clock back to the time I
Right folks, well, after seeing those able watermen John and Nathan a minute ago showing some great format on the paddle boards, look at this, what's in front of me. This is in under Princess Pier, and if you look, let me zoom in, if you look, it's almost like a tunnel going right through, about 200 yards long. See that? I've got to go down there, haven't I? Let's do it. Here we are folks, going down through this, like what looks like a tunnel. I'm actually underneath the pier at the moment, but it's just something you think, wow, I've got to do this, you know. So it's a bit of a test of the straight line paddling, really, thinking ahead. What an interesting thing to do, you know. Try and find interesting little variations when you're out paddleboarding. Of course, you can't really, if you're getting too tight to that edge, it then gets really difficult getting out because you can't get around, so you're going to have to sort of use a paddle to drag you from the opposite side. So, all very interesting this. The water is probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 20 foot deep, certainly 15 foot deep. And of course, although from the image you're seeing, it looks like I'm going down a tunnel, all I'm doing really is just going inside a whole bunch of stanchions. So, having to keep the paddle really close to the rail of the board because it's not particularly wide down here, it has to be said. And I've seen people paddleboarding where they use a different technique to steer, so they might go with a paddle to the side in the water. So all these little things you can try out. So I can just put the paddle in the water there and bring the nose around. It's quite a novel thing to do, really. Every day's a school day. I can just literally put that in and just go that way, so I can stay on the same side all day long, yeah? I want by doing that. So just want to start to come out a little bit. Literally put the paddle in, bring that nose in. So a little bit of paddling technique there for you. But actually, as you can see, this board tracks very straight anyway. Be more difficult in a 10-6, probably on the 2 bare feet, might be a little bit more tricky. Just go a bit more gently, it's no problem, is it? So now we're finally coming in to the point of the pier. I'm not going to go through the last one, that's too narrow. I'll go through the second last one. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? And I'm going to try and get out on the last one now. I'm not going through that one. No, I'll get through there. It's too tight. I'm going to scrape the board. So here we come out the other side, folks, and we're coming out near Pier Point now. The question is, does Brett, sorry, I've agreed to change his name to protect the innocent to Beryl, so does Beryl still own, or is he a part owner, sorry, she, part owner of Pier Point Bar and Restaurant, where they also serve fish and chips? At the Pier Point Chippy Co. Little advert there for them. The answer is no, he's not. He jacked it in just before COVID. That's his story. I think there was mutiny. I think he can be a bit awkward, and they booted him out and made him swim across the sea to set up a life on Thatcher Rock. That's what I think really happened. So there you go, folks. Pier Point directly behind me. this offshore breeze is still biting in, and I'm just trying to get down close to the new development by the Twirly Whirly Bridge, as I call it, to get out of the wind and go along Torquay Abbey Sands back to Corbin Head. So there has been an offshore breeze today, and I would always say to people, be more mindful of the breeze than anything, particularly offshores. They can be nasty because you can't escape them if you get drifted out. So onshore breeze never really a problem, but offshore ease, look out for them, folks. Let's get around to Corbin Head now. So there you have it, folks. Quick trip around the bay, back to the Grand Hotel behind me. Be careful if you're in Corbin Head Beach, there are some rocks under the water, just be mindful of that. Hope you enjoyed today's trip around Torquay. That was quite good, wasn't it? That was good fun. I'm shattered, went quite a way today. I'm going to try and link up all the little gaps which I've missed over the previous episodes, so please subscribe. You haven't even got to be notified, so you won't be bothered by me all the time, but you can subscribe if you want. You can find the videos easy when it suits you as well, and then I'll slowly link up all the areas around South Devon, and I'm going to go right down through the South Hams for you guys to explore and have fun out on the water this summer. So catch you guys next time on the paddleboard and smaddleboarding flip side. I couldn't have said it better myself.